Students, hope you all are fine. This is Deepa handling 9th standard chemistry. So far we are discussing the lesson atomic structure, that is unit 11. In this today we are going to discuss about the geometric representation of atomic structure of an elements. Okay, so if you know the mass number and atomic number of an element, we can represent the atomic structure. So already you know how to write the mass number and atomic number. See here, if an element is represented as an X, there is a symbol of an element, the atomic numbers are shown as a subscripts and the mass number are shown as a superscripts. Okay, keela left side la top la it is a mass number, and if it is written in a subscript, it is known as a atomic number. So the atomic number should be represented by the letter Z and the mass number should be represented by the letter A. Okay, so if we know the mass number and atomic number, we can easily write the geometric representation of an element. Okay, for example, here we are considering the element oxygen. Okay, so what's the atomic number of oxygen is 8 and the mass number is 16. So if you know the mass number and atomic number, we can easily find out the neutrons. How we can find out? Already you know mass number minus atomic number, A minus Z, it gives 8. So the number of neutrons in oxygen atom is 8 and the number of protons in oxygen is 8 and the number of electron is 8. So the electronic configuration must be written as 2, 6. Already you know how to fill the orbit, that is 2n square by using the formula 2n square. If it is a first cell, we can use n equal to 1. So 2 into 1, 2. So 2 pages. So 8 la 2 pages na remaining 6. The next cell must be have a 8 electron fix agano. Namakitte irukkiradhu 6 da. So the electronic configuration of oxygen is 2, 6. Are you able to follow me? Again I repeat, the mass number of oxygen is 16 and the atomic number is 8. So if we minus mass number minus atomic number, we can get the number of neutrons present in it. Okay, so atomic number is equal to number of protons or number of electrons. So the protons and electron present in oxygen atom is 8, 8. Okay, what about the configuration? Electronic configuration is 2, 6. Based on the rule, we are using 2n square. Okay, so this is the electronic representation of oxygen atom. Okay, so geometric representation. In the innermost cell it has 2 electrons and the outermost cell it has 6 electrons. Okay. Next we are going to discuss about valence electrons. So what is meant by valence electrons? Already you know. The outermost cell of an atom is called valence cell. What is it? The outermost cell of an atom is called valence cell and the electrons present in the valence cell are known as valence electrons. So, one element irukku appadina the outermost cell la ethana electrons present aayirukko, that is called as a valence electrons. Why we called as a valence electrons means these electrons only take part in a chemical reaction and these are the things going to decide the chemical properties of the elements. So that we called as the valence electrons. Again I repeat, the outermost cell of an atom is called valence cell and the electrons present in the valence cell are known as valence electrons. Okay, so our element oda outermost cell, last cell la velila irukkudiya cell la ethana electron present aayirukko, that is called as a valence electron. For example, hydrogen, the atomic number is 1. So adoda valency enadha 1. Okay, so if just now we are discussing oxygen. Oxygen oda outermost cell la ethana electron irukku? 6. So adoda valence electron evlo? 6. Okay, so the outermost cell of an atom is called valence cell and the electron present in the valence cell are known as a valence electron. So this may be asked in a 2-mark question. Okay, and these are the things going to decide the chemical properties of an elements. Okay. Here I am list out first 20 elements in a table. So that is hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, like that. Okay. So and the atomic number also given. If you know the atomic number, it is equal to number of protons or number of electrons. That should be also given here. And the mass number is given. If you subtract mass number minus atomic number, we can get the number of neutrons. number of neutrons, okay, and the electronic configuration of that elements also described here, okay. So outermost cell la ethana electrons irukko ada base panni we can write down the valency also. Based on that we can written it is a metal or non-metal or noble gas, okay. The elements with the same number of electrons in the valence cell show similar properties. For example, hydrogen பார்க்கும்போது அதோட valence cell ல எவ்வளவு எலக்ட்ரான் இருக்கு? 1, okay. Helium 1. அதே மாதிரி வேற sodium, next thing is sodium 1, potassium 1. So the outermost cell ல எந்தெந்த element எல்லாம் ஒரே மாதிரியான valency வெச்சிருக்கும். So the elements with the same number of electrons in the valence cell show similar properties. So chemical reaction ல involve ஆகும்போது இவங்க எல்லாரும் ஒரே மாதிரி properties நமக்கு display பண்ணுவாங்க. For example, hydrogen, helium, sodium, potassium இது எல்லாமே outermost cell ல single electrons plus valency வெச்சிருக்கும். Okay. So in case of what about beryllium 2+, okay. Similarly magnesium 2+, calcium 2+. So these elements possess the same properties, okay, same properties, okay. So based on that we can classify the elements into metals and non-metals. So elements which have valence electrons 1 or 2 or 3, so outermost cell la 1 2 3 irundha this is called as a metals. So elements with 4 to 7 electrons in their valence cell they are called as a non-metals. Okay, are you able to follow me? Elements with which have electrons in their valence cell, that is 1 2 or 3, they are called as a metals. Elements with 4 to 7 electrons in their valence cell they are called as a non-metals. Okay, so what about the element which has the outermost 8 electrons in the 8 inge helium mattum irukanga 2, so it is almost filled, then it is called as a noble gas. For example, here we are argon, they are given neon, argon is the outermost cell, it has 8 electrons. Already I told, if it is a 8 in the outermost cell it never undergo chemical reaction because it is a stable state of an atom. So already stable ah irukku, adanal idu endha reaction la involve agadu, so it is called as the noble gas. So helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, these are called as a noble gas. Outermost cell almost filled, it has 8 electrons in the outermost cell, okay. So are you able to follow me? Elements with have 1 or 2 or 3 electrons in the valence cell then it is known as a metals. If it is has 4 to 7 electron in the valence cell then it is called as a non-metals. If it has 8 electrons in the valence cell they are known as a noble gas, okay. So next we are going to discuss about valency. So what is meant by valency? Okay, so valency of an element is the combining capacity of the element with other element, okay. So the combining capacity of an element with other element, it is known as a valency. So ஒரு element இன்னொரு element ஓட எப்படி join ஆக போகுது, எவ்வளவு electrons வச்சு join ஆக போகுது, that is known as called as a valency, and it is equal to the number of electrons take part in a chemical reaction. So ஒரு element ல இருந்து எத்தனை electrons chemical reaction ல involve ஆகுதோ that is known as a valency. For example, valency of the element having valence electrons 1 2 3 4 இருந்தா அதோட valency என்னதா 1 2 3 4. For example, hydrogen outermost cell ல எத்தனை electron இருந்தது 1, so அதோட valency is 1. So if it is a sodium, outermost cell ல எத்தனை electron இருக்கு, outermost cell ல எத்தனை electron இருக்கு, that is 1, so it valency is also 1. So in case of calcium, outermost cell எத்தனை electron இருக்கு 2, okay. So then the valency of the calcium is 2. Sulphur, the outermost cell la எத்தனை electron இருக்கு 6. So if it is 6 இந்த மாதிரி இருந்ததுனா what we have to do means 8 minus that valence electrons. If it is 5 6 7 இருந்ததுனா we can minus from 8. So 8 minus 6 equal to 2. So the valency of the sulphur is 2. Okay, so phosphorus outermost cell la 5. So 8 minus 5 equal to 3. So are you able to understand? If the valency of the elements having valence electron 1 2 3 4 இருந்ததுனா it is same as 1 2 3 4 தான், அதோட valency 4 தான். If it is 5 6 7 இருந்ததுனா we can minus it from 8. 8 ல இருந்து minus பண்ணோம்னா we get the valency. For example, here we can see lithium 1, the valency is also 1. Beryllium 2, the valency is also 2. Boron outermost cell 3, the valency also 3. Carbon 4. The valency also 4. So what about the nitrogen? If it is as 5 already I told what I told 8 minus 5 the valency is 3. So the valency of nitrogen is 3. So oxygen ipo nama paathom outermost cell la 6 electron irundhudu. So 8 minus 6 equal to 2. Fluorine 8 minus 7 equal to 1. Okay, like that. So 5, 6, 7 are the we can subtract it from 8. Okay, so 8 lane subtract பண்ணும்போது we get the valency of that element. Okay, so next I am going to discuss about the problem. What it is? Find the valency of magnesium and sulphur. So magnesium, what is the atomic number of magnesium is 12 and the mass number is 24. Okay, so atomic number of magnesium is 12 and the mass number is 24. So 282 and the valency is 2. Okay, so what about sulphur? It has 16 and 32. So we get a valency is 8. So here I given the electronic configuration of magnesium and sulphur. This is the geometric representation of magnesium and sulphur. So the outermost cell it has only 2 electrons, so valency is 2. In outermost cell it has 6 electrons, so we can subtract it from 8. 8 minus 6 we can get 2. So both of the valency is 2 for magnesium and sulphur. Okay, so students, hope you all are understand today's session. Go through it and study well.